Armed groups fighting the Syrian government have announced that they will attend the upcoming Syria peace talks in Kazakhstan. The decision was taken in the wake of a meeting of militant groups in Ankara. The militants coalition has said that it would give top priority to discussion on violations of the current ceasefire, which the armed groups and the Syrian army accuse each other of breaching. In another development, Mohammed Aloush, one of the figures of the foreign-based Syrian opposition, has said that he will head the delegation in the upcoming talks. Syrian political opposition, the High Negotiations Committee, announced its participation in the intra-Syria talks on Saturday. Negotiations backed by Russia, Iran and Turkey will be held on January 23 in the Kazakh capital Astana. Marcus Papadopoulos, publisher, editor of Politics First, joins us from London. You know, if we were to take a look at the composition of these talks in terms of who's going to be in attendance, in terms of the timing, in terms of the way the Syrian government took control of Aleppo, minus the United States for now, even though they've been invited after U.S. President-elect Donald Trump takes office, it seems like there is a real chance here.
Well, I most certainly support the upcoming peace summit in Kazakhstan, and I most certainly welcome the initiative, the peace initiative by Russia and Iran to try and end this dreadful conflict in Syria by peaceful means. And I deliberately just now left out Turkey because A, Turkey has played a crucial role in the bloodshed in Syria through its support of Islamist terrorists there, and B, Turkey is only involved in these peace talks with Moscow and Tehran because Russia is exercising a significant amount of leverage over Turkey to try and end Turkey's support for the terrorists in Syria. But yes, I think there is a possibility, and I emphasize a possibility, that the summit in Kazakhstan will really bear fruit. However, am I optimistic that the conflict will come to an end in Syria by peaceful means, by a peaceful solution? Well, regrettably, I'm not, and that pains me to have to say that. Why? Because I believe the only way the conflict will come to an end peacefully in Syria is if America and Britain and Turkey and Saudi Arabia and Qatar stop all forms of support to the terrorists in Syria. Otherwise, this conflict will simply drag on, and the end result, in my opinion, will be a victory by the Syrian army. However, that will be a bittersweet victory, and it will involve more and more people dying in Syria. So yes, I certainly support the upcoming peace talks in Astana, Kazakhstan, but I don't believe we should be overly optimistic or even optimistic that these talks will end this dreadful conflict in Syria.
Does the fact that you have U.S. and its allies in one corner, namely Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and you know, with Turkey, you never know, but if the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump goes ahead with this somewhat promise that it's going to align itself with Russia in fighting the terrorists, do you think that would alienate those other allies, and then there would be a separation?
That's a big if. We really don't know what sort of president Donald Trump is going to be. He is an unknown quantity, and even if he genuinely wants to stop all forms of support to the terrorists in Syria, he will be up against a formidable machine on Capitol Hill, comprising of Congress, comprising of the CIA, the Pentagon, the State Department, and various lobby groups. And of course, if somehow Mr. Trump managed to navigate his way through that awesome minefield, then yes, that would create tension somewhat between America and its regional allies. But as I said, let's not get too excited about Mr. Trump. He's already backtracked on significant things which he said during his election campaign. For example, during his election campaign, he said that Hillary Clinton was an awful woman and that she would go to prison, where he now regards Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton as good people and people that he may call on for their advice during his presidency. So let's hold off from getting too excited about Mr. Trump and what he may do in regard to Syria. Let's just watch this space.
Thank you. Marcus Papadopoulos, publisher and editor of Politics First from London.